Hi friends, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a simple habit tracker on Google Sheets. So we have our habits on the left hand side, all the dates of the month, and then each time you tick off a habit, the progress bar on the right hand side will automatically update. So here we have our blank Google Sheets doc. So the first thing we're going to do is add our title. Add in 2024 habit tracker. Then you can increase the cell size, change the font, let's change that to 16, and then change the font to your preference. So I quite like that font. And then I'm going to put in the month, so January. Again, let's change the font to 15, and then change the style as well. Let's make that centered. And then now you want to add the days of the month. So I'm sure there's an easy way to do this, but I just tend to add it manually. So I've gone ahead and entered all the days of the month up until day 31. As you can see, it's quite spaced out at the moment. So I'm just going to press this corner button right here, and then double click anywhere between cells, and then it brings it all together. And if you just drag any of the cells, it will all adjust to the same size. So just make it a little bit bigger. And then there you have all the days. The first cell will also kind of get ruined, so just change that as well to how it was before. Then again, you can just select all the cells and center align all of them. The next step is to add in your habits on the left hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out some habits as examples. So morning sunlight, gym, protein shake, and so on and so forth. So I've gone ahead and filled out my habits. Now the next thing I want to do is add in an emoji next to each one, just so it looks a bit nicer. So double click on the cell, go on insert, go on emoji, and then select the emoji of your choice. So I'm just going to go ahead and press this sun one here, and then do the same again for each one. So with gym, somebody lifting weights would be great. Type in weights, there we go, and then do that for the rest of them. So now that we have our habits, let's give the document some color. So I'm going to select the first row, and I'm going to go with a orange color, just because I like the color orange, but again, you can pick whatever color you like. And then let's make it bold, and let's make it centered as well. And then for this one, I'm just going to go with a lighter shade of orange. So select that, and then let's go with this one right here. Now we're going to go ahead and insert our checkboxes. So just select all the cells where you want a checkbox to be added. So it'll be all of these ones, going down to number 10. Then press insert and then checkbox. And as you can see, the checkboxes have been added. You can test them out by clicking it and then unclicking it. And that is your basic framework complete. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is freeze the first column, so it's easier to navigate the document. So select the first cell, go on view, freeze, and then we're going to freeze the first column. And that, as you can see, that grey line is the indicator that the column has been frozen. So when I scroll to the right, this will remain static. Okay, so now it's time for some formulas. So the first thing I'm going to add is a total column. Here we want to count the number of times you've achieved a habit. And the way to do that in terms of a formula is by pressing equals, count if, open bracket, and then select your entire range. So be 31 all the way to number 1. And then comma, true. So true will mean if you've actually achieved the habit. And then close the bracket and press enter. So the moment it's showing 0. But every time we select a habit where we've achieved one, that number will automatically update. So just drag that down all the way. So the formula will update automatically for every single row itself, or every single habit. Now the next column we want to add is a goal column. So how many times in the month do you actually want to achieve this habit? So again, this is entirely up to you. So I'm just going to type in 31, then 24, these particular ones. Let's say 31 for that one. Final column we need is a percentage completion rate. So I'm going to type in percentage completed. And then here what we're going to do is a simple division. So equals AF, which is the total, divided by the goal itself. Let's change the formatting to a percentage from the top ribbon there. And then I don't want the decimal places, so let's reduce that. Then drag it down all the way below. And then you've got a percentage completion rate. So now each time you click or complete a habit, the percentage will automatically update as well. Now it's time for the progress bar chart. For this, we need to enter a pretty long formula. So I'll put that in the description below so you can copy and paste it. So essentially select on the cell and then paste this formula at the top. So this formula is basically a SPARKLINE formula. As you can see, there's a 10% here and 100% here. So if I press enter as it is, then it will represent a 10% value. But actually we want that to be dynamic, and we want it to represent the actual percentage in our column here. So go back on the cell itself and then change that 10% and select this completed percentage here. Then press enter. And as you can see now, that will be dynamic. So the more you select a habit, this will increase based on the percentage. And then drag it all the way below, and that should update as well. So the more we tick habits off, the bar chart will also increase. Now that's our basic habit tracker complete. And if you want to add more habits during the year, it's very easy to do so. So let's say I want to add in the habit of meditation. So I can simply add in meditation here, then format it accordingly, and then simply drag this down and then drag it all the way across these checkboxes. And then again, if you drag these formulas down as well, so I'm going to select all this, drag it down, the formulas should also carry through. So it's a very easy and friendly way to add more habits or customize them as well. And what we're going to go ahead and do is add in more habits for the month of February. So select all your Jan habits, copy them, so Control C, and then hit Control V, and then just chain that to February, and then do the same again for March. So Control V once again, and then chain that to March. So you have all your habits for Q1 for next year. And again, you can copy and paste this tab to create more quarterly habits as well. And finally, I've just made some final tweaks to make it a bit more aesthetic. But overall, that's the tracker. Very simple, very easy, and hopefully that's been useful. For more tutorials, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to keep upskilling yourself.